Hey, this is Malika for Evanston Live TV, the voice of the people. I am hitting the streets today, about to pick up mayoral candidate Steve Hagerty. Yes, he's going to ride with Evanston Live TV today and show us some spots around Evanston that he has plans for if he's elected mayor. I know many of you have been following the Evanston elections, and it's been quite interesting, to say the least, with the challenges and objections, people removing people from the ballot. It's like an election I've never witnessed in Evanston before. But you know, we got to keep the ball rolling, roll with the punches, and keep it moving. So check this out.
That's
hey,
good.
Steve.
Hi, Malika. All right, what are we doing today?
All right.
I think it's like 7 degrees out today or something like that.
I know, it's freezing. I wanted to get the car washed, but I was afraid the doors would freeze. It would freeze up on me. So, yes, let's take a ride around Evanston.
Okay, all right. Well, you know I love Evanston, so there's so many great areas to drive around.
Yes, yes.
All right, here we are, right at the corner of Dodge and Church, an area that in the 17 years that I've been here really has started to, I think, pick up, and you've seen more investment here, certainly with Gibbs Morrison across the street, with the investment that the Weavers have made with C&W Market, obviously the investments that have been made by longtime business owners here, Gigi, and then Johnson's, the barber shop here, and then most recently, I think as we walk down the street, for Y.O.U. to open its doors to the community. I've been on the board of Y.O.U. for 3 years. I've been actively involved with the capital campaign to bring this building here and make this a possibility. And I just think it's the type of things that we need to be looking at all around the city, you know. But this is an area that is in need of commitment and focus, and as mayor, I'm going to make sure that we talk about, you know, the 5th Ward, and we talk about all the other wards, and it's not just about downtown Evanston and, you know, development in that area, but it's important that we do that everywhere here in Evanston. So yeah, it's a really exciting time right now for this area. You know, in terms of just economic development in general, you know, I've been on the board of First Bank and Trust for a few years. I have obviously been involved in government for 24 years after disasters and helping communities. I think that we need to make sure in all of our different business areas, that communities are informed about ideas or things that may happen in their community, that communities are heard, okay, and their feedback is wanted, that there's a process that we follow when we do any kind of development here, and that ultimately, you know, we make decisions as a city and move forward and we progress. And, you know, that's sort of a framework that I intend to follow if I'm elected mayor.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Steve Hagerty. It's been a long time, and I'm all bundled up.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Oh, no problem, no problem. It's a cold day to come out.
I know. Well, that's Malika's. You know Malika, don't you?
Yeah.
That's Malika's fault. You know, I was waiting for a 70 and sunny day. It told me.
You should stop by Saturday. Robert's going to.
Right? The actual administration of government and then the politics of government.
I'm going to play devil's advocate also. I heard you mention Y.O.U.
Yep.
I think they're a wonderful agency. But there's another agency dear to my heart, Family Focus. It's another edifice of good things that go on. So how would you, having public administration skills, how would you make sure that the sharing of services is fair and equitable as well?
Yeah.
Because I don't want, but
And the work that I've done has definitely given me a perspective over the years that a lot of human services and social services that are offered today are offered by nonprofit organizations. They're not offered by the government. And 40 or 50 years ago, they were offered by the government. And I've had situations after disasters where cities hire us. They're paying us, my company, a lot of money, and they say one of the things that we want you to do on our dime is we want you to go out and make sure that these critical nonprofits in our community are going to recover from this disaster. Because if they don't, we're the backstop. And I think I can offer that perspective, right? And I, can also offer from the work that I've done, certainly the perspective that those communities that respond better and recover faster from a disaster are those communities that have a truly, really strong social fabric. And it's not, if you think about it as a fabric, it's not a fabric that is just one part of it that's white, one part of it's brown, and one part of it's black. It's weaved together. And I think we've got a strong fabric. I think we can be much more inclusive as a community. I think we need to continue to work on that. And I think that I'm certainly as mayor not going to view the government in one silo, nonprofits in another. Like, no, we got to be working together. So when we come back, full circle to family focus, which I agree, I think is critically important. In fact, I was talking about this earlier today, that I think we need to be thinking as a city when it comes to the investments that we make. Do we have nonprofits in town that we need to worry about in terms of their facilities and investments in their facilities and stuff? And and the family focus is one that comes to mind.